I truly hope this works. I hope this works. Hi, hold on if y'all, this came, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Oh, it's working. Okay. Hello, beautiful people. Oh, it seemed like I haven't said that in so long. Um, okay. I just wanted to come and let y'all know where I've been, what I've been up to, because, hey, it's been a lot going on. I would truly, truly miss y'all. Like, truly miss y'all. Um, I got to get my disclaimers first. You already know. There will be curse words. There will be tears. I am not a mental professional. I am not a doctor. I am neither one of those things. I'm just one woman. One woman willing to share my personal experiences and let y'all know what I've been through. Ooh, I am so nervous. How? Hi. Hi, Poetic Cinti. Hi, Tina. Hi, Tamika. Here, come here. You want to say hi, beautiful people? I'm going to turn the game when I'm done, okay? Okay. So, this has been a long time coming. This is so weird. I think I have to warm up to being back on camera. Anywho, a month ago, I told y'all I fell down the stairs. I have to go into surgery. I think I should give y'all the fullness of what actually happened so that y'all could get the picture of where I've been at for the last month. Okay. Yeah, I know my mom was in the hospital. She suffered a stroke or whatever. So I was tending to my mom, and I just happened to be going down the stairs. My niece, Bubba, came down the stairs, and it freaked me out because I'm like, I didn't know she could come down the stairs. Everybody else knew she could come down the stairs. I didn't know she could come down the stairs. So I'm trying to catch her, and she's sliding through my legs like this, and so I like hit 5 stairs, right? Can you take a different mic? This don't work for that TV. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. So I fall down the stairs. Prior to that, though, for 4 weeks prior to me falling down the stairs, I felt a little tear in my stomach area. Y'all can't really see, or maybe I can. I felt a tear in my stomach area. I was trying to pick up camera, and so I was like, oh, I think I just pulled a muscle or something in my stomach. And so I'm sitting here like, okay, my stomach is getting bigger, it's growing out. I went from I pulled a muscle to I'm bloated. I've never been bloated a day in my life. Never. So when I fell downstairs, I'm hearing my mom, I'm making sure she's good, right? So I was like, I'm gonna sneak away. And go to the urgent care and just make sure everything's okay. I went to the urgent care. They like, hey, you need to, of course you got to do COVID protocols and all that stuff. That's like, hey, you need to give us a urine sample and go over to the emergency room. So I was like, okay, I didn't think anything of it because I fell on my butt and I hit like the back, on the 5th stair. I hit the back of my back. So I was like, that was what was gonna hurt. No, no, it turned out to be more than that. I'm just giving you a brief recap, and then I'm gonna tell you where I've been and what I've been doing. So I go to the hospital, do a CAT scan. They're like, hey, you're hemorrhaging, and you have a large mass growing on the inside of you. At this time, I'm like, okay, so when can I go home? Because, my mom, I'm trying to make sure. So she was like, oh, no, you can't go home. We got to monitor you because you're hemorrhaging. We got to make sure that you're not bleeding internally. And I think I was so caught up in the moment of trying to figure out how I fall downstairs, but now my stomach is the problem. And so, I don't know if I mentioned that. There may be tears. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm gonna say that again because there might be. Um, so they come back, they're like, hey, you have a large mass growing in you, and then have this test. It's like a cancer antigen or something like that. And so test results are usually 0.0 to 37.9, and mine's came back 275. So now they talking cancer, and I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, I'm trying to go home. I got to get home because my mother. Then it just started. They just kept on talking, and it was just like, womp, 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 and went out, and it came back in. They was like, hey, if you want, we could transfer you over to another hospital. And I'm like, wait a minute, we moving too fast. I just fell down the stairs. I don't even know how we talking about my stomach right now. I still haven't connected the fact I thought I was bloated and there's a mass growing on the inside of me. So when I came to y'all a month ago, Sundays ago, and I told you I was going to go on surgery, I don't think I had processed what was going on or what happened. So after I ended the live, I think it really hit me was like, wait a minute, you weren't bloated. You have a mass growing on the inside of you, and you have to go to surgery. And you could possibly have cancer. So, I called the specialist, got in to see her, they set it all up and everything. And I still don't think that I was processing what was happening. I was just like, okay, I couldn't breathe. It was so uncomfortable, I'm gonna tell y'all. My stomach had ballooned like so big, and I don't even know why I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, give me a soda, I'm gonna go lay down, I'm gonna be good. You know, yeah, ginger ale, I'm gonna be good. You know. Yeah. Anyway, so that Friday came, I had to be at Further Hospital at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're like, yeah, you're going in to have a level 1 trauma surgery. I still haven't I didn't process it yet. Like, okay, yeah, I'm like, okay. During the week, telling people like, let me start right here. I consciously made the decision to only tell the people I knew were strong, because I felt like I'm going into surgery. I'm already feeling some kind of way. I need people to help me be lifted, like keep me lifted, keep me smiling, keep me laughing, like lifted, right? So I go in, they IVs, hook me all of that stuff up, and I'm like, I just want to hug my brother. My brother and my mother came with me, so I'm like, y'all play music in there. I was really set on this song. I asked them if they could play the song, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, we play the music. Now, mind you, I'm gonna be knocked out, so I don't even know if they're gonna really play this song or not. So I go in. Hi, Alice. Hi, Chelle. I'm sorry, y'all. So I get on there, I put on the gown or whatever. They come in. I meet my whole entire surgery team. I still have not processed the fact that this is a really huge surgery. I'm kind of still thinking, like, how did I go from falling down the stairs to having a mass to possibly having cancer? I'm telling y'all, I was just like, it was so much stuff going on in my mind. I don't think I had the opportunity to catch up to it yet. So the song I wanted to play is Miracles by Jonathan Reynolds and Molly Music. So they went out there, the people came. I felt, you ever watch Grey's Anatomy? You see the whole team, you see people scrubbing. So they all coming in there talking to me, and I'm going to tell you all this, right? I was too happy because everybody that came in the room, was smiling. They were happy. They were like, that's pretty. It sounds like that's a pretty good song. They're playing it back there. It sounds like a pretty good song. And they're just happy. And for me, that was like, okay, yes, right? So I hugged my brother. I hugged my mother. And I just had this warm sensation come over me, right? And I just felt, I felt loved. I felt completely and utterly wrapped in love. So they're wheeling me in, and she talking to me. Now at this time, they already gave me some IV medicine, like before they had to put me under. Um, because I'm allergic to acetylcholine from having COVID, they couldn't give me some kind of anesthesia, so they had to stick a tube down my throat and cut me from like, I don't know. Now this might get a little graphic. If you are a parent and you probably had a C-section, I didn't get the little bikini one. Like they went right up my stomach, cut me right in my stomach. So they cut me. Now I'm in there. As I'm being rolled in there, I'm literally going out of it. But I hear the song. I hear the song that I asked them to play for me, and it's blaring. When I tell y'all, it's blaring loud. It is loud. So I'm just like, oh my God, that is so sweet of them. And then I like fell asleep. Y'all know I didn't fall asleep. I was out of it. So I guess after the surgery, I was in and out of it. Like I don't know, like last time I had anesthesia, I was looking at so my mother can help me say anesthesia. Um, it took a minute to come out of it. This time, oh, it took me a little longer to come out too. So I'm in and out of it. I feel them like lift me up to put me in another bed. I like feel all of the bumps that they are taking me to my recovery room. I don't know the time. I don't know anything. I know I just woke up and there's oxygen. My throat hurt, and there's a catheter in me. I should have probably disclosed. Like it's gonna be TMI, but hey. So I'm in there, and I'm just like, why is this? You know, the first thing's like, why is this in my nose? And they're like, no. So I'm like, okay, can you get it out? I don't like things in my nose. I don't want things that irritate me. So that's irritated me because I know how to breathe. In my mind, I haven't processed it in my mind. So they take that out. They come, they're like, hey, we got the mass out. We can't tell you the results of the biopsies and stuff because it takes 5 business days. Now I'm sitting here like, okay, do I have cancer or do I not have cancer? I think that was my main concern, is if I had cancer. Not that I just had a level 1 trauma surgery. Not that, okay. So when they told me the mass, I had a mass on the inside, they said it was wrapped like my ovaries, my uterus. I'm going to just say all my lady parts was attached to it. So I told them whatever they could save it. Everything else, it got to go. Period. So I had a complete hysterectomy. So a complete hysterectomy. And I'm in the hospital, and they're like, we can't let you go home until like there's milestones you have to pass. And me, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm about to bounce back. And like they keep telling me, people keep saying, the doctors, the nurses, everybody keep coming and saying, you had a level 1 trauma surgery. I'm like, okay, like what's the big deal about it? And then I sat down and I had to have a real conversation with myself, right? If y'all been following me for the last year, you know I've been going through a lot of stuff, right? So I had a real conversation with myself, and I was like, listen, you in this hospital, you're in the hospital. So there's a reason why you're here. Rest, relax, chill out. Let them take care of you. Let them help you. You still don't know if you have cancer or not. Just be chill. I'm going to tell y'all that was the hardest thing for me to do is just be still. I don't know why it's hard, but it's hard for me to do. So I had a catheter. I don't know if you ever had a catheter. It's the most irritating thing ever. I was so irritated. I was like, listen, I'm going to chill out. I'm gonna be chill. But when can we get this out of me, right? So she's when you walk. So now I had just come from surgery. I don't even know what time it was. I'm still lost on time at this point in the hospital. So she was like, in the morning, we're going to get up. And if you can walk in the morning, we'll take it out. I closed my eyes. I was trying to go to sleep so bad. So bad. They're like, oh, the pain meds. Or we have pain meds for you if you want to take the pain meds. Again, me. I told y'all before, like, I had this thing where, like, I'm independent, I'm just strong, I just carry everything, I'm good, right? I don't need no pain medicine. I'm gonna do this because I be in pain every day. I have fibromyalgia, I'm in pain every day. It's nothing, right? Again, I had to have a serious conversation with myself and say, listen, it's okay. You in hospital for a reason. Chill out. Let them do what they supposed to do. So when the pain started kicking in, that was beyond what I was used to. I was hitting that button, ma'am. Hey, this is what we gonna do. I'm trying to tell them their job. This is what we gonna do. I'm gonna take it at this time and this time. So by the time this one is, come out, I'll be ready for my next one. They was like, cool. So the next morning come, I'm up and walking, and they looking at me like, we've never seen anybody do this ever. What they say again? Level 1. The level 1 trauma surgery. We never seen nobody up and moving around after a level 1 trauma surgery. I tell you, I didn't even feel like I had anything, nothing. It just felt like I was in the hospital and I didn't want to be there. I walk, I come back. She's like, you ready to get your catheter out? I'm like, yeah. So she like, I'm going to count to 3. Now, I promise to God, she only counted to like 2 in 2 seconds because she ripped it out of me. I was just like, okay, I'm done. And I remember going to sleep and I'm waking up and let me say this right. If you are a medical professional, I think somebody needs to go and say, do not go in there and talk to a patient between 5 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock in the morning. How you come to tell me what's going on with me and I'm sleeping? I'm drugged up and sleeping. Y'all just gave me pain meds and I'm sleeping. And then my doctor walks in, she's like, oh my God, you're doing a good job. I heard you're up and walking today. I'm just looking at her like, I'm sleeping. She talking. You ever have somebody talking to you while you sleeping? Like, all right. So that day, like, they're like, we need you to eat because we need you to pass gas. We need you to, they gave me a whole list of things to do. And I'm just sitting here like, I just had a level 1 trauma surgery. Y'all want me to do a lot. I put their words down there. Anyways, so I ordered food. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it in. It was like I was just sleeping. I was just there chilling. Like, okay, cool. The best part about it was there was heating blankets. Oh, that was the best part about all of that. I mean, I made it on the other side. So that night, right? That night, I had a series of long talks with myself since the level 1 trauma surgery. That night, I began to talk to myself, and I was just like, I'm tired. I'm tired of like carrying everything. I'm tired of like being that person. I'm tired of that. I just want to just like chill, rest, and relax and not have to like think or do anything, just chill. And then it was like, duh, you in the hospital. You have the opportunity to do that. And I was like, I don't want to be in the hospital. I didn't want to have to get to this point before I realized that I should stop doing that. So as I'm processing, as I'm talking to myself, there's this nurse that walks in. And I can't remember her name right now, but she was a black lady. And she came in and like I had a commode sitting next to my bed because before I got up and walk, I couldn't walk. So I could just get out the bed and go to the commode. She's like, no, you too young. She put the commode way on the other side of the room. She was like, you gonna walk to that bathroom. And I was like, ooh, okay. So I hit the button. She was like, come on up and walk. So I walked. It's it's the weirdest thing. Like, you never really know how many muscles you move. Your stomach controls unless you started moving. So I'm moving and it feels weird, it feels empty, everything just feels different. So I'm walking back and forth. At first I like dragging, and then eventually I started walking. And every night the lady would come in and she would speak positivity to me. My nurse during the day would speak positive things to me. And like we would just have conversations, and of course I had my crystals on. So they were just like, oh my God, I love your crystals. So we were having this, it was like positivity, like our whole life felt like I was surrounded by like nothing but love. I forgot to mention to y'all. Okay. So when I was under the anesthesia, I saw like these people are important to me. So when I saw them, I thought two things. Hold on. So I saw my godmother, her name is Mother April. I saw my grandmother, my uncle, and I saw one of my friends. Her name is Missionary Keisha. She had passed away. And I saw them while I'm under anesthesia. And so in my mind, I thought like, oh no, they're coming to get me. And then it was like, no, they're just there to like, they're like my bodyguards through the process. And so, I wake up, all that happens. So they're like, we can't let you go until you like pass gas or whatever. So I'm like, the only way I'll do that is if I eat. So I ordered food. The hamburgers. The hamburgers are bomb. I don't know how they made them, what they made it with. They're bomb. So all I ate was like 2 hamburgers, and then I started drinking what? Ginger ale. No, I started with chicken broth. Oh, that chicken broth is so good. I started chicken broth, and then like I felt like the pressure like go from here to like down. And I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to go. I feel like I gotta go. And they're like, no, you're not gonna go this fast. And then I just started past gas, and they were like, wait a minute, you're moving faster. You're hitting your milestones faster than anybody else can or have. So the doctor come back in. This time, I slept during the day. Took my pain medicine a little earlier, so I was up. So when the doctor came the next day, I'm like, okay. I kept hearing that this mass was large. Can you show me, how big it was? And she was like, well, it was like this big, and it was this white, and it was like this big. And I was like, that makes sense because my stomach, y'all know I was working out. Y'all know I was juicing. My stomach had got to the point where it was just like, it was out there. And it makes sense to me. And so, my question. So, can you tell me if I have cancer, if I don't have cancer? And they're like, well, we can't tell you that because it takes 5 days. Mind you, I had a surgery on Friday. So it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So in my mind, I'm sitting here in the bed like, oh my God, okay, if I got cancer, I'm not doing no chemotherapy. I said, I'm going to Colorado. I'm going to get me a medical card. That's going to be the end of it. So I got to tell y'all this part, right? So when I snuck off, I caught myself sneaking off to go to the urgent care, right? I told my little brother, told him, okay, I'm just going to the urgent care. I back, don't even worry about it. He told my mother I don't want to urgent care. Now she calling and she texting, and I'm just like, okay. Then they was like, I have to stay overnight. I'm like, oh my God, she don't need this. It was a lot. So with COVID protocols, only 4 people can come in. Like, it was strict. Like, I'm glad. I'm glad that I didn't go. I'm not glad that I had the surgery or anything like that, but I'm glad that this didn't happen to me when there's like nobody could come. So if you had a loved one that was in the hospital during COVID, when nobody could be there, oh, uh, I'm grateful. So my mom, my sisters, my brothers, friends, there was 4 people could come. So uh, I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. They was like, if you don't start passing gas or pooping, then you can't go home. I was just like, ordered me 3 cheeseburgers. It only took 1.5, and then they was like you could go ahead and go home. So in my mind, now y'all notice if you look at the background, I'm in a totally different spot. Right? I'm at my brother's house. Because I have stairs to my house. Now, in my mind, I was thinking, I go home. All I have to do is make it up the stairs once. I don't have to come back down. The ride from the hospital to here, I don't even know how to put it in words. But let's just say I'm changing my mind about going home. I keep saying I'm going home every day because I haven't been home in a while. So they told me it was going to take 6 to 8 weeks for recovery, right? I come home that Monday. I got to go through that whole week because it wasn't 5 days. So now I'm at home for a whole week like, oh my God, do I have cancer or do I not have cancer? I had to tell people, just in the event if I did have cancer, I want them to know. Okay. Can you just make sure lock us in here? I'm telling them, just so y'all know, I'm not doing no chemo. I'm going to Colorado. I'm getting me a medical marijuana card, and I'm just going to be high as hell. That's all I'm going to do is I'm going to be high. I don't even care. I'm sorry if I'm not sorry. I was going to be high. I was going to be so high. I just didn't even care. That's what I was going to do. I made up in my mind. And people were trying to convince me, like, no, you have to do chemo. And I'm sitting here like, you do know that, like, ruins a person's body. Like, I'm going back and forth. And I was like, why are we doing this? I don't have cancer. I don't. Mind you, the people that I told that was keeping me lifted, I'm going to take this moment right now to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who called, who texted, who sent the DM, who sent the email, who FaceTime, who came over, who brought me fruit, who just came. Shout out to my sister. She brought me a weighted blanket. Thank y'all, because y'all made this process a lot easier. I came here, and the first night out of the hospital was horrible. And mind you, I got a cut up my stomach, like from this is my stomach, right? You see where my nose is? From my nose down, it's all cut up. It's a cut. I got incisions, like staples, everything. It was all stapled up. They're like, oh, you can't do stairs, can't lift 20 pounds, can't lift nothing. Don't lift anything is what she said. No, stairs, don't lift anything. Just sit down, chill out, relax. I told y'all I struggled with that. I struggled. It's been 4 weeks already, and I feel like I got a handle on it now. It's been 4 weeks. It took me 4 weeks. But you got to know, it's been 41 years. I've been on the go, constantly moving, making sure everybody in my family is good. I'm here. In the back of our mind, it's like, okay, you could have cancer. So I go home, they give me pain meds, and she's like, hey, you have to shoot yourself with a blood thinner 2 times a week or times a day. Y'all see I got tattoos, so I'm not afraid of needles. I'm not, unless I have to stick myself. And so I'm trying to figure out. We're like, don't y'all got a pill for blood thinners? Like, can't y'all give me the pill? She's like, no, because your incision, you have to stick yourself. She's like, find the fatty part. So before I left the hospital, I had to figure out how to stick myself. I'm telling you, anybody you stick yourself on a regular basis, kudos to you. I could not do it. Struggle. So I'm at home for a full week, sticking myself. I'm shaking every time I have to do it. I'm shaking. I'm just like, I can't. Like, I realized I had complexes. Like, I just can't stick myself. Like, even with taking the pain meds, like, I don't take medicine. I just, like I said, I just be out here chilling. But when that pain hit, I'm telling you. So I'm here. I'm just like, how did I get here? How did I get to, like, how did I get to, like, oh, I pulled a muscle and I'm bloated, to, like, no, you have a large mass growing on you that could be cancerous, and I need to take it out. I couldn't understand for the life of me, like, how I got there. And so, just processing. Until the following Tuesday. During the week, I'm like, okay, I tell my mama, it's like, yeah, they gonna take my staples out. I only had them for 10 days. I only had staples for days. So I'm like, yeah, they gonna take my staples out. And then I was like, no, wait a minute. Why would they tell me? I'm telling you, I'm not processed. I didn't put one and two together. I didn't put none of that together. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna take my staples out. I'll go home. I'm gonna walk up the steps. That's just because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to that. I'm trying to break out that, but that's what I'm used to. So I tell my mother this. Tuesday come, I go to the appointment. I didn't take pain meds because, you know, when you go to the doctor, I didn't take my pain meds. I go to the doctor. She's like, we're still waiting for your results. I'm like, that was the longest fucking week of my entire life. The longest. It seemed like days just was going so slow. So slow. You know what? I'm hold on. I'm gonna come right back. I'm just gonna go live for my YouTube. Hold on, come right back. Just stay right there. I'm gonna come right back.